Oh, but everything's fine. Makers of genetically, let's move on from the radiation to something more nutritious and more wholesome. There we go. Makers of genetically modified seeds say more farmers evading EPA rules. Because, see, you're supposed to plant some corn that the bugs and animals can eat, or they'll all die if they only eat the poison corn. And then they say that then they get used to the poison corn that grows its own pesticide that we eat. Again, just hiding in plain view. This is a pharmacological crop. It grows a poison at 1,000 times what's naturally there. There is a fungus that naturally grows at 1,000% or lower, 1% to 1,000% more that it grows after modification, and bugs won't eat it. So Monsanto makes it the guys that gave you Agent Orange, and hell, everybody knows that's good for you. That's better for you than orange juice or Tang. I mean, I'm not a conspiracy theorist. I just told you radiation's good for you. Well, Agent Orange is even better. I mean, it'll make your kid look like a flounder, but, you know, whatever, just go ahead and do it. Continuing here, because I'm not a conspiracy theorist. I'm not going to question. Hey, you make a pesticide naturally grow 1,000 times stronger than it's supposed to in corn? That sounds really good. Of course, they feed it to the rats and it sterilizes them and gives them cancer, but, I mean, hell, what's wrong with that? I mean, you know, sorry. Maybe the EPA, well, I guess they already have said that it's safe. 1,000 times the poison level, good for you. The rules affect farmers planting seeds modified to produce a toxin. That's a poison derived from Bacillus thuringiensis, or BT, a natural insecticide. It's natural, it's good. Of course, a iron hammer is natural. I beat your head in with it. The Environmental Protection Agency requires those growers to also plant an adjacent area, a so-called refuge, so the bugs can run from the stuff that kills them that we eat. You got to plant another field for the honeybees and the grasshoppers so they don't all die. You're not planting the refuges. This stuff's only meant to kill people. We're eugenicist Nazis. But the bugs, you're killing them too. Listen, you got to plant separate, equal corn for them to eat, because most of them will smell it and won't eat it. Pigs won't eat this stuff on record. Insects won't eat it unless they're starving. So you got to plant something normal for them. You're killing all the bugs. And you're not planting it. This is meant to kill your ass, not them. I'm a trendy environmentalist. You're supposed to die, you and your kids, not the bugs. Sorry, I'm just hidden in plain view article. Seems to get to me a little bit here, you know? Oh, let me go back to the article. Oh, honey, let me sit down. I'm a real trendy, you know, reading the Washington Post, saying D.C. I'm sitting back. Oh, how dare those farmers not planting a refuge from the corn we eat. Oh, let me see this here. Oh, let me have my coffee, dear, and some more of that GMO corn. I've got to go see the doctor. You know I've got that liver cancer. I mean, hold on. That's what it gives you. Makers of genetically modified seeds say more farmers evading EPA rules. Damn them. EPA tries to protect us and only have the humans eat the poison corn. I mean, what's wrong with them? Let me continue here. Honey, get me some eggs over here. Preferably not farm-raised. Hold on. The rules affect farmers planting seeds modified to produce a toxin derived from the bacteria, or BT, a natural insecticide. Oh, thank God it's natural. Kind of like that nightshade. If you eat one leaf of it, it'll make you die in 5 minutes. That's natural, too. The Environmental Protection Agency requires those growers to also plant an adjacent area with a so-called refuge of the non-BT corn so that bugs feed on both types of corn and don't become immune to the toxin that's meant to kill them. Well, I'm not supposed to notice what that is saying hidden in plain view, that the corn I eat kills bugs, but, I mean, again, everybody knows. You go to the store, there's a can of Raid. That's bad for a bug, but not for you. For you, it's a salad dressing. You just go and you get the Raid. You spray it on the... Or maybe a steak flavor. Oh, honey, oh my God, there's some termite poison. Let's braise the steak in that and marinate it. Honey, I found a new thing. Bug poison and red wine on the meat. Maybe some short ribs and Raid poison. See, when you're crazy like me, crazy like Alex Jones, you actually see this stuff. You actually, oh, it's good. Oh my God, it's Raid. It's what's for dinner. Raid the other white meat. Oh my God. Oh my God. Oh my God. Okay, we're having some breakthroughs here tonight. We've learned I'm an extremist. And I think, hey, if the corn's killing bugs, what's the problem? Obviously, that's not going to affect me. Because like we all know, eat some decon rat poison, you're fine. You'll die, but you're fine. In fact, I heard the EPA, just like with radiation, is going to say death. They're going to wave a little wand, a little trendy wand, a little and then just like hocus pocus pocus abracadabra. And just no more problem. Okay, I'm going to stop flipping out here. Do you realize how insane all this is in your face? But Bill Gates owns Monsanto now. He's a good person. He talks about he wants to reduce the population all day. But, hey, we're bugs to them, you know, bug poison. Have a little chemotherapy corn. I mean, you know, maybe it'll help you, actually. Because bug poison that's chemotherapy, they say, is good, too. See? I'm learning. TSA forces woman to use naked body scanner 3 times because they told her she was cute. Oh, and they've been caught and had to settle cases where they try to pick up women and tell them they've got nice mammary glands, nice Borden's factories. And okay, now I've got to stop. This is out of control, ladies and gentlemen. And it goes on here that they had the 3rd blast of radiation from the body scanner. The male TSA agents in the back room were obviously enjoying the show and tried to send her through yet a 4th time to see more images of her naked body. And they went on to basically tell her that she was a hottie. So there's that information for you. But that's what land of the free home of the brave is. You know, the radiation's good, bug poison corn is good, and your wife being grabbed and groped and naked scanned by radiation is nutritious. In fact, she should have paid them, like, thank you for the nutritious radiation. It's good for me. Not only the EPA saying that it's not bad for you, maybe next it'll be good for you. And that, ladies and gentlemen, I got so fired up, even though it's not really hot in here. We're a conehead tonight. Look at that. Despite all of that, I got a loving Rothschild quote. Because you know what? They should have sued the Daily Mail. The Rothschilds don't pull any strings. They're not puppet masters. That was what the suit was over. They don't run nothing. Not even those hundreds of giant palaces and all the oil companies and media companies and all those secret subsidiaries they use and private islands. I just want to say thank you, Lord Rothschild. I want to thank you for all the radiation and bug poison corn. You're a very nice person. All right. We're going to go to break. Come on, folks. I apologize. The bug poison is good. I shouldn't even joke. Next, they're going to say raid is actually, they'll have some law kids have to snort raid in first period class or something. Snort your nutrition. Eat your corn. It's good for you. It'll make you grow extra arms and legs. All right. Yeah, within 3 generations, I'd always read in biology that you didn't have mutations like, you know, in the movies where people grow extra legs and eyeballs. But GMO in all the mammal species they've tested it on actually does that. You can look at the studies. So obviously it's good for you, and I'm a conspiracy theorist for not liking it. Please support Homeland Security, support the government, do whatever they say. Greg Palast is coming up. Stay with us. Oh, I have the quote. Oh, thank you. Teleprompter free. So I guess this is why they have teleprompter free news. Did you ever see that newscaster talk about the chicken? Live on TV? Yeah, I'm not going to say it. Or Bill O'Reilly? He was really impressed that they hadn't given him the right liner on the teleprompter. He goes, I'll write it live. I'll do it. And they're like, no, sir, no one has ever been able to actually say something without a teleprompter. And he goes, I'll do it. Got 10 seconds. We're ready? 1, 2, I'll do it live. Shut up. I'll do it live. And that's a little bit of Sting taking us out today from his new album. We'll see you back tomorrow night. Hi, I'm a friendly guy. Thanks a lot. And then he's like, after the show, I'm trendy. All right, I'm sorry. Bug poison, more of it. Anyways, let me give you a Baron Nathan Mayer Rothschild, loving individual. He said, I care not what puppet is placed on the throne of England to rule the empire. The man that controls Britain's money supply controls the British Empire, and I control the money supply. And you know who owns most of the Federal Reserve? But don't talk about it, or Nat Rothschild will come after you. You can't get my soul, punk. I know it's what you're after, but you failed, and no amount of bug poison corn is going to stop us. We'll be right back. Stay with us.
We were brought up loving our country and our Constitution. That in the United States of America, we were free. And that's an attitude that we've tried to instill in our children. I met my wife while in the Air Force. I was a combat pilot in Vietnam. I served in Desert Storm as a commander. When I graduated from the academy, I took the oath of office. And as a commander, I administered that oath to many people. Now I wonder about the understanding people have of our Constitution, and I think about our candidates for President of the United States. It's interesting to see the support Ron Paul gets from the military. And if we think back to the code of conduct and people raising their right hand that they were going to support and defend the Constitution of the United States, why would those same people support in great numbers Ron Paul? I think it's because they know that he supports the Constitution of the United States. It doesn't mean you have to go to war to do it. It means you have to understand what the Constitution is and be a supporter inside of your own country, whether you're in the military or not, of that Constitution, and make the United States strong. And Ron Paul does that. That's his feeling, that's his thrust. And that's why if you look at the percentages that support him in the military, it's huge. Why is that? Because they've raised their right hands and they're putting their lives on the line for us here in the United States. And they know that Ron Paul does the same.